Welcome to Statistics Made Simple, and I am Savita Valsang. In this video, Index Numbers Part 13, we'll learn about the Consumer Price Index Number, which is also called as the Cost of Living Index Number. Then we'll find solutions to problems based on the Consumer Price Index Number. We'll also discuss the steps in the construction of Consumer Price Index Numbers, which is an important question, and the uses of Consumer Price Index Numbers. The Consumer Price Index Number or the Cost of Living Index Number, it is an index number of the cost met by a specified class of consumers in buying a basket of goods and services. So if you see the definition, there are some specific terms which I'll be explaining. So a basket of goods and services means goods and services needed in day-to-day life by a specified class of consumers. And also the consumption of goods is going to be different in different classes. And when I say class of consumers, I mean a group of consumers having almost identical pattern of consumption. Some of the examples for classes of consumers are workers of a factory, persons belonging to a particular community, government employees, people belonging to a particular income group, or persons belonging to a particular profession. Let us now learn the methods of computation of Consumer Price Index Number. There are two methods of computing the cost of living index number. The first one is the aggregative expenditure method, and here the quantities in the base year are taken as weights. So the Consumer Price Index Number is given by CPI equal to summation P1 Q 0 divided by summation P0 Q 0 into 100. So if you look at this formula, it is similar to the last payer's price index number. The second formula is the family budget method. The weights assigned are the expenditure in the base year. So you know that expenditure is nothing but price into quantity. So W is equal to P0 Q0 because it is in the base year. So the consumer price index number by this method is nothing but the weighted arithmetic mean of the price relatives, and it is given by CPI equal to summation WP divided by summation W, where capital P is the price relative, which is P1 by P0 into 100, and W's are the weights. Continuing with the problems, problem 24. Compute the cost of living index number by using the following data. In the first column, the items are food, house rent, clothing, fuel and lighting, miscellaneous. The weights are 10, 5, 2, 3, 5. The base year prices are 1,500, 5,000, 3,000, 3,000, 5,000, and the current year prices are 2,250, 15,000, 6,000, 7,500, 7,500. So let us mark weights as W, the base year prices as P0, current year prices as P1, and summation W is equal to 25. Now, since the weights are given and the prices in the base year and current year are given, we make use of the family budget method. So, under solution, we'll write family budget method, and the formula is CPI equal to summation WP divided by summation W. So, in the table, I have formed two columns in pink color. First is capital P equal to P1 by P0 into 100, that is the price relative, and then WP. So the price relative values are 150, 300, 200, 250, 150, and WP values are 1500, 1500, 400, 750, 750, and summation WP is equal to 4900. So substituting in the formula, we get CPI equal to 4900 divided by 25, or CPI is equal to 196. Problem 25. Compute consumer price index number using the following group indices and group weights. Groups are food, house rent, clothing, fuel and lighting, miscellaneous. Group index values are 200, 250, 150, 250, 200. Group weights are 20, 10, 5, 10 and 5. Now here, group indices means they are the price relatives. So mark group index column as capital P and the group weights as W. Since we have the weights and the price relatives, we can make use of the family budget method. So under solution, write family budget method CPI equal to summation WP divided by summation W. So form the fourth column as WP, and by calculating we get 4,000, 2,500, 750, 2,500, 1,000, or summation WP is equal to 10,750. Substituting in the formula, we get CPI equal to 10,750 divided by 50. Therefore, CPI is equal to 215. Problem 26. Calculate consumer price index number for the year 2005 with respect to the base 1980. The commodities are rice, sugar, pulses, tea, fuel, clothing, house rent and miscellaneous. The number of units in 1980 are 4, 0.5, 1, 4, 12, 1, 12, 12. The prices in 1980 are 250, 600, 400, 16, 80, 200, 200, 200, and the prices in 2005 are 1640, 1600, 2100, 64, 300, 300, 1200, 1200. Now, since the prices in the base year and current year are given and the number of units in 1980 are given, that means the quantities of the base year are given, the formula which we can use is the aggregative expenditure method. So, mark the second column as Q0, the prices in 1980 as P0, the prices in 2005 as P1. So under the aggregative expenditure method, CPI is equal to summation P1 Q0 divided by summation P0 Q0 into 100. So form two more columns, P0 Q0 and P1 Q0. P0 Q0 values are 1000, 300, 400, 64, 960, 200, 2400, 2400. P1 Q0 values are 6560, 800, 2100, 256, 3600, 300, 14400, 14400. So you'll get summation P1 Q0 is equal to 42,416. So substituting in the formula, CPI is equal to 42,416 divided by 7,724 into 100. So CPI is equal to 549.15. Problem 27. Compute the cost of living index number by the aggregative expenditure method. The commodities are rice, sugar, soap, fuel, rent, others, and the current year prices are 900, 1530, 420, 300, 400. The base year price are 200, 300, 15, 140, 50, 50, and the expenditure in the base year are 1000, 300, 45, 140, 600, 600. Now let us first mark the current year price as P1, the base year price as P0, and the expenditure in the base year. So expenditure is nothing but the price into quantity. So E0 is equal to P0 Q0. Now to make use of the aggregative expenditure method, we need to find out the prices in the base year. So if you look at the table below, expenditure is equal to price into quantity. So we know that E naught is equal to P naught Q naught, that is for the base year. So from that you get P naught is equal to E naught divided by Q naught. So in the table form two columns, P naught equal to E naught by Q naught, and with the calculations the values are 5, 1, 3, 1, 12, 12, and P1 Q naught values are 4500, 1590, 420, 3600, 4800. So summation P1 Q naught is 14,910 and summation P naught Q naught is 2685. So under this solution, write aggregative expenditure method, and the formula CPI is equal to summation P1 Q naught divided by summation P naught Q naught into 100, which is equal to 14,910 divided by 2685 into 100. Therefore, CPI is equal to 555.31. This problem is important. Problem 28. A family budget enquiry revealed that the expenditure of families are 30%, 15%, 20%, 10%, and 25% respectively on food, house rent, clothing, fuel and lighting, and others. If their respective group indices are 200, 150, 150, 250, and 160, find the consumer price index number. The solution, let's form a table with the groups as food, house rent, clothing, fuel and lighting, and others. Now the group indices are given. So the second column is group index, that is 200, 150, 150, 250, 160. The expenditures are also given, which are 30, 15, 20, 10, and 25. So you can mark the group indices as capital P, and expenditure are nothing but the weights, which are W, and by calculation summation W is equal to 100. So we make use of the family budget method. WP values are 6,000, 2,250, 3,000, 2,500, 4,000, and summation WP is equal to 17,750. So using the family budget method, the formula is CPI equal to summation WP divided by summation W, which is equal to 17,750 by 100, or CPI is equal to 177.5. Now that we have defined the consumer price index number and found solutions to certain problems based on it, let us now learn the steps in the construction of consumer price index numbers. In the exam, read the question carefully. Don't get confused with the steps in the construction of index numbers or price index numbers and steps in the construction of consumer price index numbers. Please be very careful. So the steps in the construction of consumer price index numbers are: the first one is define the scope and coverage. Second is conducting the family budget inquiry. Then third, obtaining price quotations. And fourth is selection of appropriate formula. So let us discuss the first step, that is define the scope and coverage. So at the very outset, it is necessary to decide the class of consumers for which the index number is required. So the class may be that of bank employees, government employees, merchants, farmers. It can be like software engineers, doctors, etc. So now in any case, the geographical coverage should also be decided. That means the locality, city or town where the class dwells should be mentioned, and the consumers in the class should have the same pattern of consumption. The second step is to conduct the family budget enquiry. So once we have decided upon the scope and coverage, the next step is to conduct a sample survey of consumer families regarding their budget of various items. Now, the survey should cover a reasonably good number of representative families, and it should also be conducted in a period of economic stability. This is very important. And in the survey, information regarding the items used, their quantities, and the budget on these selected items should be found. Now, usually the items are generally classified under the categories of food, clothing, fuel and lighting, and miscellaneous. The third step is to obtain the price quotations. The quotations of retail prices of various commodities are collected from local markets, and these quotations are collected from different agencies and from different places for different time periods. Now, an important point to remember here is an average of these prices are used in the construction of consumer price index numbers, and the price quotations of the base year and the current year should also be collected. Now, the fourth step is to select the appropriate formula. There are two methods for computing the consumer price index numbers, that is the aggregative expenditure method and the family budget method. So, usually, the steps in the construction of consumer price index numbers is a 5 marker. So, list down the 4 steps and also explain them. Let us now learn the uses of consumer price index numbers. This is an important 2 mark question. So, out of the 4 points, you can list down any two of them. The first one is consumer price index numbers. They indicate the changes in the consumer prices, and so they help the governments in formulating policies regarding control of price, taxation, imports, and exports of commodities. Second is they are used in granting allowances and other facilities to employees. Third, they are used in the evaluation of purchasing power of money. So, what do you understand by purchasing power? It is the value of currency which is expressed in terms of the amount of goods or services one unit of money can buy. And they are also used for comparing changes in the cost of living of people belonging to different classes. Thank you all for watching my video on consumer price index numbers. Keep practicing and look forward for my next video where I'll complete the chapter on index numbers.